Hi guys, it's me, and today's the day of the Royal Rumble. But lately, I've been noticing rumblings of people trying to tell me, of all people, who is the greatest wrestler of all time. And most of the answers I've gotten have been inept and straight up, just flat out ignorant. Because if you don't know the business of wrestling, you shouldn't have an opinion in this matter. Um, heard that if the person doesn't look the way that you want them to look, that they're not a great wrestler. I heard things like Daniel Bryan is the greatest of all time. I've heard that Triple H is the greatest of all time, and most real wrestling fans know that neither one of them are the greatest of all time. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna give you my top five greatest wrestlers of all time. Two are not going to be on this list. Two that I think will end up top five aren't on my list, and they are Kurt Angle and CM Punk. By the time Kurt Angle retires, I think he'll be recognized by everyone as the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Number five, I'll say The Undertaker. The Undertaker, because of the longevity of his career, things he's accomplished, the legacy he's left behind. He's second to none when it comes to the matches and the product that he puts in the ring. And I believe that Undertaker's Undertaker just showing up one time a year, this stage of his career, he still gets the same amount of pop or the same amount of love that wrestlers that have been there for the whole 365 are getting. And it's an amazing thing to be living in the era of seeing him perform. Number four, I'll say is Sting. Many people don't remember Sting because a lot of people weren't watching wrestling back in WCW days when Sting was actually on the top of his game. But for me, personally, Sting was one of the greatest of all time just because of the things that he did in a wrestling ring. He carried WCW on his back when WCW really didn't have a ground to stand on. Sting reinvented himself time and time again to fit with the times. I mean, he's went from being the beach, the blonde hair Sting from Beach Boy from California, joining the Four Horsemen, then going away, coming back in the black with the iconic black and white face paint. Then you get him from that to joining the red and black NWO, and then retiring and come back to TNA, where he changed persona again. He became a heel. After becoming a heel, he became um, the Joker Sting. The Joker Sting is probably my favorite Sting persona because it showed a side of him that nobody had ever seen before. So if you're curious, go on YouTube and look up the Joker Sting. And see some of his work he did as the Joker. Number three is Hulk Hogan. Basically, I put Hulk Hogan there because nobody was marketed better than Hulk Hogan. He was the original marketing machine for professional wrestling. Number two is Shawn Michaels. In ring ability, he's Mr. WrestleMania. He gave it everything he got. A plus performance every single night he stepped into a wrestling ring, no matter the circumstances. He was a company guy. He always he always found a way to make his performance better. And number one comes as no surprise. I mean, if you argue with this, I don't know what to tell you. It's got to be Ric Flair, 16-time world champion, and that's not by accident. That's not just because somebody wrote down for him to win a championship. 16-time world champion, he deserved every one of them. He is the icon of the business. He, to me, he is professional wrestling. I don't think professional wrestling is where it is at today without Ric Flair. Talking about a guy that wrestled under many promotions while holding the title, go to different territories at the time, because back in the day, wrestling wasn't just one company or two major companies. There were different territories, and he went to each territory and he wrestled the guys in each territory. He went to Tennessee and wrestled Jerry the King Lawler. Then next week you might find him in Florida somewhere, or of course you'll find him in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the Greensboro Coliseum, putting on a show in front of the fans. My favorite match is, of course, as me being a huge Sting fan, my favorite match with Ric Flair was Sting versus Ric Flair, um, Clash of the Champions in Greensboro Coliseum. So there you go. That's my top five list. Um, Let me know what you think. I think that you really can't argue with it, but if you find some pushback, if you have pushback or whatever, just let me know. And I'd like to hear your point of view. All right, thank you.